You're listening to Rambling Roads Mysteries, an audio drama. Episode 4, Murder Trees.
Someone's here. I turn, forgetting to shut off my flashlight, and 20 feet away stands a man, a long tool in his hands. Oh my God, it's Silas Carrington, or his ghost. I'm sure I can hear that sound. Shook, shook. No, not a ghost. He's lifting the tool like a weapon. It's the pruning pole guy, and he's coming toward me. Fast. Oh my God, do I run? Call out for help? Who would hear me at 5:30 a.m.? No time to call 911. He's coming closer. I raise my hands to shield myself. The beam of my flashlight hits his face, and he stops. Now his flashlight beam hits me. I blink, then stare. I can't believe who this is. I force myself to speak. Walt?
Evelyn?
You scared the hell out of me. What are you doing here?
I might ask the same of you.
You first. You're the one lurking in the woods with sharp objects. Hooded raincoat, pruning pole, like the grim reaper of the forest. That was you in the Hargraves woods last Saturday, wasn't it? Do you have some kind of side hustle with a tree company?
I wish. It probably pays better.
You had a pruning pole before, and now, what is that thing?
Long-handled loppers for trimming branches.
At this hour? It's not a great look, Walt. What are you doing?
Routine post-storm patrol. This is my route.
Your route?
Town budgets are cut to the bone, so volunteers check perimeters of the woods after storms. We report down trees, clear what small stuff we can. This area, the lower Ashcroft Forest, that's my beat.
Okay, but you're in the woods, not on the perimeter.
A resident up the road, Paula Andrade, texted me. She heard a tree fall in the woods about a half hour ago. There were joggers and early morning dog walkers who use these trails. She wanted to make sure no one got hurt, but I didn't expect company this early. Now you. What are you doing out here at this ungodly hour?
I live nearby, the Ashcroft carriage house. The crash woke me up. I figured a tree fell and I wanted to see it for myself. You know I've been worried about tree cutting in the Hargraves woods ever since we found those black walnut stumps on the conservation easement. This tree, it's a sugar maple, right?
Yeah. Let's take a closer look. Ooh-wee. She was a beauty. Wind must have caught her just right.
See these gashes? Do you think someone cut out the burls?
You're spot on. That looks like burl poaching. Woodworkers pay serious money for that twisted grain. But carving one out leaves a wound. This tree was vulnerable. Fungi, insects, disease. It's been weakened. That's why the storm brought it down. It was only a matter of time.
So this is bigger than we thought. It's not just going on in the Hargraves woods. I've seen and heard some weird things the past few days.
How weird?
I heard a wood chipper running near the Hargraves property. Don't know whose, but that got my attention in light of those missing trees. And then I did a dry run with Theo Lambert from Rambling Roads Walking Tours, testing a new route.
Oh, you picked up that assignment? I was supposed to reschedule. That's the old cart path in the upper Ashcroft, right?
Right. Theo and I found a stash of black maple and yellow birch, cut up pieces, in a contractor bag, near the border of the Hargraves woods. When I went back later that day, it was gone. I took photos and a wood sample. Jordan Bennett confirmed what kind of wood it was.
This is even bigger than I thought.
So you were suspicious too. You acted like I was overreacting when we did the inspection, but you went back, alone.
I did. I know the Hargrave property well. I wanted to check beyond the easement for anything unusual.
How do you know the Hargraves property? You said the last inspection was over 10 years ago.
Officially, yeah, but I've kept an eye on it for a few years.
How many years?
About 25.
Oh my God, seriously?
I was the gardener. Eleanor Hargrave and her husband, before he passed away from cancer, hired me. I used to work for their landscaping company. They fired that company but kept me around. I was trying to find my way, a path in life, and had a knack for understanding plants. They paid for me to study horticulture at UMass, then hired me full-time. Later, I got my master's in wildlife conservation, paid her back for everything, and moved on. But she still liked me to check on her yard and her woods, especially the kitchen garden. She really loved that place.
I saw the kitchen garden. It's choked with weeds. Most of the beds look long dead.
When she got very sick, I had to stop tending to it. That garden faded right along with her. She used to walk at night, Sundowning, they call it, an unpleasant effect of her dementia. One time she came out very early in the morning and saw me tending to the garden, but she didn't recognize me. Called the cops. Things were never the same. No matter what time I came, I was an intruder. Her grandson Alex helped her get a restraining order. It was later dismissed, but I keep a low profile just the same, especially since Alex and his wife took over the place.
Why did Eleanor think you were dangerous?
She thought I was sabotaging the garden. I was just caring for it, just like she asked. I did advise removing a few black walnuts on the edge where the garden meets the woods. I took a few out myself, and you'd have thought I was murdering them the way she yelled at me. Even though I told her why they had to go if she wanted to save her garden.
Why did the black walnuts have to go?
Because they were murderous. Murder trees. Black walnuts put out a toxin called juglone. It can be tough on other plants near it, especially in gardens. They drop walnuts, the branches, the bark, the leaves. All parts of those trees carry the toxin, even the roots. Pines and oaks can tolerate those trees as neighbors, but the garden plants, not so much. I told Eleanor that's why the garden was struggling, because of the proximity to the grove of black walnuts. That's why I called a tree service company with a stump grinder to come finish the job.
You didn't happen to call Heritage Tree Services, did you?
I don't remember. There are just so many tree companies out there. I just needed the job done. But that was the end of things with Eleanor and me. Her illness took over. She didn't know me anymore. I wasn't her gardener. I wasn't her friend. I was just the tree killer.
I hate to ask, but not long after, she wandered into those woods and died there. The Hargraves mentioned that to me.
All alone. A terrible thing. Not what she deserved at all. She should have had more care, more protection.
Do you think she died of hypothermia, or could something else have happened?
I believe she tripped and fell over a tree root. Black walnut of all things. She was found next to one. Hypothermia set in later. Didn't take long, she was so thin. But the irony, one of her own murder trees.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyhow, should we deal with this tree? What brought it down?
Sounds like we're both thinking someone's been poaching veneer trees around here. And burls, too?
Could be. Burls are high value.
This is town land, a town tree. What can we do?
Not much unless we catch someone in the act.
Seriously?
Yeah. Tree poaching's hard to prosecute. So much tree work can be justified. All someone has to say is a tree is diseased or damaged. Most people don't ask questions if someone who seems like an expert says the tree has a problem, or when a couple extra trees go missing after a job.
Would someone come back for this sugar maple, even though it's fallen?
No, it's worthless now. They got what they wanted from it. Only reason someone would come back is to take out the evidence. But like I said, these burls were removed some time ago.
I want to tell Miriam about it, but she's already told me to back off.
I'll talk to her. It's time. And I will keep your name out of it. The sky is lightening up. I should go finish my route.
Yeah, I've got to get ready for work. I'll just take a couple pictures and we'll go. So, Walt, last weekend, that was you in the Hargrave Woods? You saw me. Why'd you take off?
I didn't want to drag you into it. I wasn't exactly following protocol either. Wouldn't be great for both of us to be in Miriam's doghouse.
Let's leave that part out of your report to Miriam. I feel like I'm already on thin ice with her, and I really need this job.
Understood. I'll say I was on my storm route with my volunteers. You weren't here. You weren't in the Hargrave Woods the other day. And neither was I. We'll stick to what we found in the Ashcroft Forest.
Thanks, Walt.
I told you, we're a team. I've got your back.
I didn't tell Walt everything. Not about the missing stump map that was taken from my car, or the note on my door telling me to watch my step. I didn't mention Jordan going back to the wood stash area with a trail cam, and I'm not sure why I'm holding back from Walt. Maybe I need to be sure he's fully on my side. I'm starting to think this isn't just about the Hargraves. It feels bigger. Megan Hargrave found that invoice for one black walnut removal near the kitchen garden, a removal authorized by Eleanor Hargrave. The company was Heritage Tree Services. That must have been the job Walt suggested she hire out. I'm now getting a sense of how this happened. One tree taken to save a garden, then a few more. Then the work quietly branched out to the easement, then to public land. Maybe I was wrong to suspect Alex and Megan. All this could have started long before they moved in. They probably don't know anything's wrong. All of this is on my mind as I walk from my car to the office. Walt's mud-splashed Subaru is parked outside, right next to a police car, and my anxiety spikes. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm working to stop this. So why do I feel so guilty? And did Walt call the police before talking to Miriam? What is going on here?
Evelyn, I stopped by Colonial Coffee and got you a double shot latte. You look like you could use a triple.
Thanks, Layla. I didn't sleep well. The storm brought down a big tree near my house, woke me up early. Where's Walt and Miriam?
Miriam's office. Closed door meeting. Walt got here early and they were already talking before I arrived. And about 10 minutes ago, Detective Wu joined them.
A detective? Why?
I think it's about the tree poaching. I wish I were invited to the party, but Miriam said it wasn't anything that concerned me. And she's got me buried in prep for the big Maple Junction hearing. So what's happening? Are the Hargraves involved? Did you find more evidence? More stumps?
I did notice a few more odd things, but now I'm not sure it's the Hargraves. I think this is bigger.
Then it's good Detective Wu's getting involved. Right?
Maybe. But it could be bigger than even this small town PD can handle. I'm worried. What if all these storm cleanups are cover? What if it's not just one rogue company plucking out a few trees, but a network canvassing the area and taking even more?
Now that you mention it, there have been more flyers from tree companies lately. My roommates and I each got 3. We're in the area. Let us help you with your tree management needs. We cut down any tree anywhere.
So reassuring.
Right? And we live in one of the apartments by the old mill. There are no trees.
Huh. Flyers. Was one from Heritage Tree Services?
Yeah. You got one too?
Well, that's the company I'm watching. Alex and Megan had their business card, and Megan found an invoice later. Apparently, Eleanor Hargrave did hire them to cull black walnut trees that were poisoning her garden.
So you're thinking maybe Heritage didn't stop with that work order?
Exactly. I think the work may have spread, even as far as the lower Ashcroft Forest where I live. The tree that fell this morning had burls removed.
Really?
Walt saw it too. He said it might have happened over a year ago, but the damage was done. And it shows that poachers know these woods are full of hidden gems.
Did you get pictures?
A couple. It was still pretty dark, but here, I'll show you. You can see the gashes where burls were gouged out. It felt like a crime scene. This tree was massive, alive, and now it's just lying there, its wounds exposed. Someone took what they wanted and left it to die.
These are good pictures, even in low light. Your phone's geotags are on?
Yeah, ever since you told me, that helped you recreate the map of the tree stumps.
Great. Send them to me. I'll overlay the parcel maps. That way we can make sure the tree was town-owned and not on private land. I know you're new to town, but do you know of any potential abutters?
Walt mentioned a neighbor who called him when she heard the tree fall. And maybe Judy Feldman, my landlady, is an abutter. I don't actually know where her property ends.
Well, I'll see if I can at least solve that mystery. Miriam's got me up to my eyeballs in parcel research for the Maple Junction hearing, and I've got to go with her to the select board meeting after that, but I'll get to this as soon as I can.
Oh, Evelyn. Good, you're here. Please join us in my office.
I follow Miriam into her small office, a tight knot in my chest. Did Walt call the police? Walt said he had a restraining order once from the Hargrave family. I didn't think he'd be so eager to bring the cops in himself. Walt doesn't even look at me. That hurts more than I want to admit. Was I wrong to trust him? The detective is this slick, professional-looking woman in a blazer and black pants, shoulder-length hair, coffee steaming in a to-go cup, but her expression is far from warm. She just stares at me. I have the same feeling I had on my final days at the post, when I was warned I was overstepping. Except this might be worse.
This is Evelyn Carlisle, our new administrative assistant. Evelyn, this is Detective Denise Wu from the Turner's Grove PD.
Hi, Evelyn. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, sure. Is everything okay?
I stopped by this morning on behalf of Alex and Megan Hargrave. They reached out after spotting someone on one of their security cameras near the edge of their property. on the back forest line and near the kitchen garden. They said your office recently inspected their easement and had questions about tree removals. They also reported activity outside regular hours. I figured it was time for a conversation, just to clear up any misunderstandings.
Evelyn, Walt has already filled us in on some of his personal activities in the area, looking into suspicious activities. And I assured Detective Wu that we've already talked about your recent self-initiated visit to the Hargraves. Well-intended, but outside protocol.
But we still haven't finished the Hargrave easement inspection. Walt and I ran out of daylight that Friday, and when I mentioned rescheduling, Alex said to do it by email. We've sent a couple. No reply.
It's true. Didn't return my call either.
That doesn't surprise me. They've got 2 little kids, Alex out of work, Megan trying to keep the house running. They're overwhelmed. We give them grace. If it takes a few more weeks to get back out there, so be it.
But in the meantime, we have to find some way to get back out there and check the property for...
No, you don't.
Walt shared some photos with us and other data. He said small trees may have been taken for their value for veneer, and burls may have also been taken out of some trees. I can assure you I'll be following up on all that and coordinate with Mass Wildlife about potential environmental violations.
What would be the penalty for something like that, if you catch whoever's behind this?
For violating the timber trespass law? Heavy fines, possible imprisonment of up to 6 months, liability for up to 3 times the value of the damages caused, and additional penalties for cutting on conservation land, wetlands, and buffer zones. It's serious. You're wise to pay attention to this stuff.
But
we can't have people walking or filming on private land without permits. Hoping to catch someone in the act, it opens up all kinds of liability for you and the town. If there's a pattern here, it's my job to connect those dots or work with officials who can. Your job, for everyone in your office, is to stay on the right side of the property line. You too, Walt. I don't think you want to be entangled with the Hargraves again.
Not particularly, no. But I never...
Please, guys, no rogue investigations. I don't know why folks in Turner's Grove are so eager to take things into their own hand. I've only been here for 3 years, and it continues to boggle my mind. Half our police log, I swear, is people trying to solve their own disputes and problems. We're not scary. We're literally standing by, waiting to be helpful. One of my officers spent 2 hours yesterday helping baby geese out of a storm drain. We're compassionate people. We're on your side. Trust us. Work with us. Report your findings to me directly, and I'll make sure there's appropriate follow-up. Okay?
Understood, Detective.
you can be sure of that. Evelyn?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know how many ways to say this, Evelyn, and Walt, you too. We have to be extremely careful about how this office engages with landowners. We can't make the police blotter every time a tree falls or someone hears a chainsaw.
I understand. I'm sorry, Miriam. The last thing I want is to compromise the integrity of this office. I think you're doing such important work.
We are doing important work. We all are. We're a team, remember, Miriam? That's how we used to be, anyway. I feel like we're not the well-oiled machine we used to be. We've lost good people, and everyone's stretched so thin.
That's thanks to the budget and the people in town who voted to fund other things.
Still, you've got new talent here with Evelyn. She's observant. We're underutilizing her, keeping her buried in files. I think she's useful to us out in the field.
Evelyn has no training or degree in conservation work. Right now, let's not give the Hargraves any more reason to call the police. Evelyn, you can call DPW to report the fallen tree near you. If that gets us more information when they haul it out, great. I'll work with Detective Wu to have a certified arborist inspect the gouged trunk and help us build out the case. But we've got to keep this within bounds.
Back in my closet office, or Miriam's preferred holding cell for me, I try to calm down. Detective Wu said to trust her, that she's on it. But the Turner's Grove PD is tiny. They can't have eyes on the ground all the time. But what do I know? I'm just an admin assistant in a closet. Detective Wu didn't want my strategic plan. She just wants to keep the Hargraves calm. The police here may be compassionate, but mostly for people with money.
Public Works, can I put you on a quick hold?
Yeah, sure. I hope calling DPW about the tree will help. It might be our only chance to get Heritage Tree Services in plain view. I'd love to see who shows up for that tree.
Public Works, how can I help you?
Hi, this is Evelyn Carlisle with the Conservation Office. I'd like to report a tree that's fallen on town land in the lower Ashcroft Forest and request its removal.
Sure, I'll add it to the list. But just so you know, we've got a big backlog. It could be weeks.
Weeks?
Unless it's blocking a road, private property, or a major trail, it won't be a priority. We're still digging out from the last storm.
I understand. This tree's near a trail, but not on it. Still, I'd like to file the request. And would it be possible to get a heads up when it's scheduled? Someone from our office should be there.
We can try. No promises.
Can I also request Heritage Tree Services for this job?
That's not how it works. We use a rotating list of approved vendors based on who's available and nearby. They might get the call, but there's no way to guarantee it. Where exactly is the tree?
It's just off the trail by the old Ashcroft carriage house. I can give you the GPS coordinates. If Heritage gets the call, I'll drop everything to see who shows up for that sugar maple. And if someone else shows up for it, maybe I'll learn who else is interested in trees off the beaten path. After work that afternoon, I drive to a small parking lot near the upper Ashcroft Forest. A few cars are already parked there. I know from my dog walking days that temperatures above 50 and the faintest sunlight brings the dog walkers out, so I won't be alone. No one's going to put a target on my back or actively poach trees with a bunch of dog walkers on trails. I don't even need a dog of my own to feel safe at 5 o'clock. I quickly find the trailhead for the old cart path I walked with Theo yesterday. I pick up my pace. Jordan's early morning text said he'd be checking the new trail camera after work. Even though I'm not going near the Hargraves property line today, I have to do something. This poaching business moves fast. One storm, and suddenly the town's crawling with cleanup crews. Some legit, some sketchy. And the damage lingers, with the extra trees and parts of trees that are being stolen. Poaching spreads under the surface, but also in plain sight. A kind of poison. As I follow Theo's route from the tour the other day, something stirs in the brush. God, what is that? I'm not on the main trail. Maybe I'm more isolated than I thought, and all the dog walkers go someplace else. I reach for my phone, ready to hit 911. Oh, just a dog. Hi there. Where's your human? I'm sorry. I don't have any treats on me these days. Oh, no, wait. I do. Here's an old biscuit in my pocket. It's yours. Finley, here, girl. Oh, hi. I found your dog over here.
Thanks. Sorry if she scared you.
Not at all. I used to walk dogs.
Her recall is a work in progress. So many unusual smells in the woods this time of year. It's really throwing off our training. Okay, Finley. Freedom's over. You're on leash. She's part lab and part hound, so once she's on the scent of something, forget it. I should have named her Lightning, because that's how fast she moves.
You handle her like a pro. Are you a trainer?
Something like that. Finley's still in training too. Knows work. Not sure about her potential yet.
Well, she found me and an ancient biscuit in my pocket from my dog walking days. Smart pup.
Some days.
She's lucky to have this big, beautiful woods to explore.
It's a great place to be a dog. Enjoy your walk, but be careful.
Careful? Of what?
Widowmakers and fool killers.
I'm sorry, what?
Lots of tree branches came loose in the storms. That's what they call those. Branches just hanging in the tree canopy, unattached to anything. A breeze or even a small vibration can take them down, like daggers. So look up now and then. Make sure one's not aiming at your head. Steer clear of dead trees, too. Even snags can be lethal.
As soon as the woman and her dog are out of sight, I crouch down by the clump of bushes where Jordan said he'd placed the trail cams. There's one. He wouldn't mind if I looked at it first, would he? I unstrap it from the tree and pull it out. Then I turn, and Jordan's standing there, looking confused.
Evelyn, I thought the point of Operation Trail Cam was to keep you out of the woods and off the radar of whoever left you that note.
It's the hour of after-work dog walkers. I felt safe enough. I wanted to come see the trail cams for myself. Also, I hoped I'd run into you. I have an update.
Should I be worried?
Maybe. A huge sugar maple fell on town land near my house.
Wow, okay.
Burls had been gouged out of it, maybe over a year ago. That weakened it enough so it came down in the storm. Walt Grady saw it and confirmed that's probably what happened.
I was worried about something like that. Remember those scarred tree trunks I showed you? Someone might have been inspecting wood grain, looking for good prospects. So what happened next?
Walt told Miriam about our suspicions, mainly about the Ashcroft Forest clues. But Detective Wu from the Turner's Grove PD showed up at the office. Turns out the Hargraves filed a complaint. We've been showing up on some of their security camera footage.
I told you people like the Hargraves always have cameras.
And you were right. Now they've got me and Walt on camera. Maybe you too. They had footage from the property line near the stream. Detective Wu said she'd follow up and asked us to report any oddities straight to her. But what she really wants is for me and our whole office to back off. I can feel it.
Well, that's mostly good news, isn't it? The police have this problem on their radar now. Did the detective say who might have left you that note?
Oh, I didn't mention the note.
Why not? She could have someone monitor your house. You'd be safer.
I didn't want her to think I was being paranoid or reckless. Maybe she'd think I was provoking someone. Or Miriam would think that. I can't lose my job, Jordan. I just can't.
Well, I can see you've got some fixed ideas about what people might think. And maybe some issues with the police, if I'm being honest.
I might, from my previous life in journalism. Not gonna lie, I don't trust people easily. I've seen a few things.
Oh? Like what?
Stories for another time. Should we check out what's on this camera?
Let's do it. Here's something, timestamped at 6:30 a.m. It's faint, but listen. Hear it?
It's beautiful.
Those are spring peepers, but they're not on the recording. That's happening right now in the wetlands. Tiny frogs. They start singing late afternoon into the evening. The males, that is, to attract their mates.
It sounds complicated. How do they find each other and all that sound?
I guess when they know, they know. Anyway, listen carefully to the recording. I'll play it again. Are you hearing what I'm hearing? Lower, in the background.
Is it an axe?
Could be, or just be a very determined woodpecker. Hard to know without the visual. I need more cameras. At least Detective Wu is somewhat aware. Maybe she'll take over surveillance.
What's she really going to do? Sit out here in her pantsuit with binoculars? She doesn't strike me as the outdoor type. We need more eyes in real time, covering this whole area and the other town forest land too.
Agree. My cameras only activate with motion in a certain range. They can't catch everything. I actually wanted to hunker down and stake out this place all day with my field glasses and see who turned up, if they might be moving more wood to a drop point for someone else to pick up. But my work schedule took me to another town, and then I had to go pick up my car before I came here.
Speaking of other towns, how was your work thing in Waltham last night?
Oh, that wasn't for work.
Right. It was something about your...
My daughter. She was in a play at her school last night.
Nice. How old's your daughter?
Sierra is 8. She lives with her mother. I see her on a schedule, which is not nearly as often as I'd like, so I jump at every school event I can get to.
What was the play?
It was about protecting forest animals. The kids wrote it themselves. She played an owl. I made her costume for accuracy and attention to detail, being a bird nerd. I might have gone a little overboard. It had 200 paper feathers on the wings, but man, she looked great. Here's a picture with the wings spread out.
Oh, that's amazing. And she looks so happy.
She does, doesn't she? She did a great job staying in character, though. She gave this serious monologue about saving trees for bird habitat. Made some people tear up. That really got to me, you know? That's my work. My whole life other than her. I'd like to think a little of what I do influenced her. Sorry, I'm getting sappy here. Tree pun intended.
No apologies. It must be hard not to see her all the time.
You have no idea. Or maybe you do? Sorry, I shouldn't presume. Do you have kids?
No, not yet. I mean, no. It's funny, I'm suddenly at this age where that's one of the first things people ask.
Well, no pressure, right?
Right. I love that her school play was about protecting forests. It makes me think we need more allies in these woods. More people paying attention, not just trail cams.
I wish there was some way to do it without making homeowners paranoid.
You know, Walt's got a crew of volunteer trail stewards. They patrol the perimeters of the woods after storms and deal with obvious damage. Maybe they could do a little more.
I'm familiar with that group. They're well-meaning, and they work hard. But they're still affiliated with the Conservation Office, so if you and Walt deputized them to do surveillance for tree poachers, they'd be violating Detective Wu's mandate to stay in your lane.
I hate staying in my lane. But maybe I could widen my lane.
How so?
Well, Theo said Rambling Road's walking tours needs to be more ADA compliant. I found places to widen the walking path without encroaching on the wetlands buffer zone, and another place where we could put down boards or logs to get people past the mud. His crew could do that. It would put more people on a project in the upper forest and deter poaching activity there.
Good point. Poachers won't want to use trails they think are in frequent use. But what about the lower forest? You're seeing signs of poaching there too, near where you live. Maybe not as recent, but the poachers could go back your way if the upper forest seems too busy and if there's wood worth taking.
Yeah, I have to do some thinking. But I may know some people willing to go a little bit off the beaten path, even after dark.
That sounds promising. Or dangerous. Hey, can I see the sugar maple that fell? We could drive to the lower forest and stay on the public side, and the right side of the trespassing laws.
Of course, I'll take you there. Let's go. After showing Jordan the falling sugar maple, I come home feeling vaguely ridiculous. Encouraged by his interest in the tree, or maybe, I don't know, in me, I'd almost asked if he wanted to grab dinner. But then he got a whole bunch of texts. His whole face changed. He seemed anxious to get going. I lost my nerve. Overstepped again. Get a clue, Evelyn. Just because a guy explains frog mating calls doesn't mean he wants dinner with me. Ugh, how did I get on this weird path? People my age are raising kids, running businesses, saving parcels of land, saving the world. I haven't even unpacked my boxes here. I care about this tree theft business and the sugar maple that fell. Maybe that's a start. I'm not going to be living out of boxes in someone else's carriage house forever. At least, I hope not. I get out of the car, wondering which frozen dinner I'll heat up for myself, and then I freeze in my tracks. A man is on my front steps, right where I found the threatening note. He's tall, heavyset. My heart's in my throat. Is this a poacher circling back, about to rip the old wooden door off its hinges? And in that moment, I become that character, the one yelling into the darkness in a horror movie. Too stupid to live, but I do it anyway. Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, hello. You must be Evelyn, Judy's tenant.
Can I help you with something?
I'm Ed Perez, contractor. Judy said you were having some trouble with the door.
Oh, yes. I forgot. Judy told me she'd send someone. Thanks for coming out. Is it fixed?
I've put a temporary latch on it. It'll hold, but the wood rot runs deep. The whole frame's shot. You'll need a new door. I'll let her know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, this historic door is nice to look at, but it'll take a while to source one that looks just like it. I'll tell her you'll want a regular modern door with a good lock on it for now. I imagine you'll want more security with all the work crews going around here lately.
Work crews?
Yeah, both times I came today, I saw guys with survey equipment and orange ribbon like for marking trees. Is Judy planning on some landscaping work?
If she was, she didn't tell me. What company were they from?
I didn't see a truck or anything, just 2 or 3 guys checking out some trees, taking notes and pictures. They didn't mark any trees that I'm aware of. Anyway, I'll be back early next week with a new door for you, but this latch is good for now. Have a good evening.
Thanks. You too. I have a bad feeling about this. Those men weren't hired by Judy. She would have told me. She wants me to feel comfortable here, and they weren't with the town. I called the Department of Public Works about removing the fallen tree earlier today. If they were sending crews today, they would have mentioned it instead of telling me how backlogged they were. One thing's for sure, I need backup. Fast. I know from my Rambling Roads brochures that their office opens Saturdays at 10. I can't get there fast enough. Phase 2 of my plan depends on it. Phase 1 was last night, calling Walt and convincing him to deploy the Conservation Office's volunteer trail stewards to widen the cart path for Theo's new tour. Phase 2 is getting Rambling Roads walking tours on board. As I hurry toward the office, I glance down the cobblestone alley and spot the statue of Silas Carrington, half in shadow from the morning sun. Someone's kneeling by the pedestal in a long black coat, scrubbing bird droppings, polishing his boots. I'm curious who got that unglamorous job. But there's no time to linger. I need to catch Theo and Henry before the tour starts. Henry and Theo are in the office, dressed in colonial outfits, complete with tricorn hats and muskets. They're looking at a map on the wall and arguing about something like it's a battle plan. Maybe it is, from hundreds of years ago. Avery's there too, at the back of the office, on the phone with someone, and wearing a simple colonial dress with an apron, her hair coiled up in a bun. It's strange not to see Avery in that gift shop, the Hollow Tree, where I crossed paths with her on Thursday evening. But since she's Henry's daughter, maybe she helps out with other jobs here besides the evening ghost tours.
Hey, look who's up early.
Evelyn, here for a tour. I'm taking a group through town center in 10 minutes. You should join us. Consider this your marching orders.
Another time, I promise. I'm glad your feet are feeling better, Henry.
I'm trying some new orthopedic insoles. Let's hope they do the trick. Can we help you with something?
Yes. I wanted to let you know my colleague, Walt Grady, is sending trail stewards to prep the Patriots and Poachers path, starting today. They'll be widening the path and laying boards over the mud. Could take a week, he says, but then you're in business.
That's excellent news, truly. I'm glad the route passed muster with the Conservation Office. You're really sure I can't interest you in today's tour?
What Henry's saying but not saying is no one signed up for his tour.
It's been a shaky start to the season. Even with the museum offering discount passes. Weather must be the culprit. Oh, Avery, finally, you're off the phone. Was that another reschedule?
Another cancellation for the ghost tour tonight. At least they had the decency to call ahead. Unlike that bachelorette party the other night that ghosted me, I stood out there for 20 minutes, freezing, with a fog machine.
I'm interested in a tour, actually, but a new one. I have an idea.
An idea? Now I'm listening.
Me too.
Oh, boy.
What if Rambling Roads walking tours ran 2 new routes, a little bit off the beaten path?
Evelyn, that's the name of...
Same mission, education plus exercise, but with a little bit of an edge. Pitched for people who think they're not walking tour types. And I've got a location, in the lower Ashcroft Forest. The route would go near and partly through the old carriage house property.
By the old carriage house, huh? Very original idea. No one's done that before.
Isn't that private property?
My landlady, Judy Feldman, owns it, but she's very generous. She doesn't mind people coming by on tours. You could tell the story of the fire that destroyed the main Ashcroft house. I think Theo knows that story, yes?
That's true.
I don't know. Permitting for the new Patriots and Poachers route was a headache. This could involve Judy's land and town trails.
You forget I have connections to people who control the town trails. And Judy is literally my landlady. We talk on the phone. She's open-minded.
You said 2 routes. What's the other?
An evening walk, ghost-themed, same area. It's so eerie after sunset. Owls, creaky trees, the works.
And ghosts, I'm sure. They say Mrs. Ashcroft, long after Jeremiah died, mourned the house more than her husband. She wandered the woods well into old age, sifting through ashes. They say her spirit still roams, searching for mementos the fire might have spared. Ooh, I'd love to tell that story right where it happened.
It's a great story, Avery, but you don't need to drag people through the woods in the dark to tell it. It fits fine in our current ghost tour based in the old tavern.
Dad, please. That land meant something to Mrs. Ashcroft. She didn't end up in Lowell. Her grave's there, but her ghost stayed here. Evelyn, don't you feel something?
I've definitely sensed odd things. I don't know if they're ghosts or not.
I like it, Avery. I say go for it.
Thank you. See, Dad? Theo gets it.
This isn't about sides. What's really driving this, Evelyn? I sense a bigger motive.
Okay, the truth is, there's a problem in Turner's Grove, especially in that part of town. I think tree poachers have targeted the Ashcroft Forest. I think increased foot traffic could slow them down during this peak season for poaching when the trees are most at risk. We have coverage in the upper forest. Now we need more eyes on the lower forest near me.
Are you saying you want to use our tours as a surveillance method?
I can see the new brochures now. Rambling roads, come for the scenery, stay for the stakeout.
It's not surveillance exactly. It's more like visibility, deterrence. You guys move through the area, scoping a new route or taking people on tours. You're seen. If people know someone could be around every bend at unpredictable times, they'll think twice about messing with trees there.
That's actually a brilliant idea.
Excuse me, we're a walking tour company, not a militia.
No offense, but you guys do look the part.
We're also citizens. If something shady's going on in our backyard, maybe we should walk a little closer to it. We could help.
This is our chance to prevent more damage before the trees fully leaf out. Trees are easy to take at this stage. And with the storm cleanup business, timber poachers can hide in plain sight, do real jobs, and add fake ones, helping themselves. Henry, you can't be so surprised. You told me the other day that you sometimes got odd questions on tours about where the older trees are.
That is true. I see your point. I don't love this idea, though. Sounds like vigilante work dressed as tourism. Is there a reason we can't just get law enforcement involved?
They're involved in their way. But this is a community problem, and Rambling Roads Walking Tours is a community organization, perfectly in position to patrol.
I'm reluctant to admit this, but there's something appealing to me about taking matters into our own hands. That's the spirit of Turner's Grove, back to its earliest roots. And you're saying we can hide in plain sight like these tree thieves do. We won't be targeted.
Exactly. You test run the route, offer free previews, go at unexpected times, make your presence known. It throws off bad actors, buys us some time. Hopefully, saves a few trees.
I saw signs of poaching with you, Evelyn. How bad is this?
I tell them most of the truth. Clues Jordan and I found, what Theo and I saw, the sugar maple downed for burl poaching. They're listening as I tell the story. I have a captive audience. And I suddenly think I get what they like about their work. It's not just the walks, it's the stories.
All right, even if I were to consider this, and I'm not saying I am, these ghost tours need permitting, insurance, waivers, and a revised liability waiver. You can't just drag people into the woods and call it a tour.
But people like novelty. I think they'd be into it.
Yes. Maybe people have been canceling or not signing up because we've become too predictable.
Henry, have you looked at the online reviews lately? We've had some bad ones. 1-star reviews with no explanation or just words like boring, save your money.
Or this new one here. I learned more in the high school history class that I slept through. Ugh, who writes stuff like that?
I never bother with those things. They're just people's opinions.
Opinions matter. And you're always saying we need better numbers if we want to hire back laid-off guides.
See, I think these tours could save more than the trees. It's poaching protection and a marketing plan.
Fine. You can scout the route and propose it to me on paper, but no one walks alone.
Absolutely. We don't want to put anyone in harm's way. No one should be out there alone. That's the point.
It's a chance to bring some of our guides back. We've had them waiting in the wings. I think they'd scout and beta test routes for free if it meant we could sell more tours and get them working sooner.
All right, but just scouting and practice for now, using our standby guides for test runs. No official tours until I see a proper plan. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a tour to lead. I see there are 3 people gathered at the Silas Carrington statue, and I'm going to try to acquire them.
Was that a yes? I can't tell.
From Henry, that was a standing ovation. But we should start planning before he changes his mind. Now, you're sure your landlady Judy is definitely on board? There's some paperwork she needs to fill out to give us permission for Henry's sake.
Absolutely. She loves sharing history. She's thrilled. She just doesn't know it yet. I'll give her a call.
I'll get it. Rambling Roads Walking Tours. Yes, we do have some new tours starting up soon, and we do offer group tours at discounts for company retreats. Let me tell you about one we're trying to launch if you'd like to try it out.
Avery's already selling the idea. Not just the tour, but the mystery we're walking into. Theo is already scribbling possible names for the tours. I came here asking for 2 new tours to get eyes on the trees. I'm leaving with something better. A team. A few good people who are ready to walk into the woods, even if we don't know exactly what we're walking into.
You've been listening to Rambling Roads Mysteries, written by Diana Renn, produced by Hayden Robinson and Jonathan Crumpler, with sound design by Hayden Robinson. Recorded at the Western Piedmont Community College production studio in Morganton, North Carolina. For more info about the author, the cast, the production team, and show notes, wander over to ramblingroadsmysteries.com.